Bandits kill one person, abduct 21 people in Katsina. 5 construction workers dead as building under construction collapses in Lagos. Persons with disabilities protest over job opportunities as cost of living surges. On the foreign scene, 20 killed as suspected terrorist attack eastern DR Congo. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Shegun Ojumu. We begin with news that bandits have raided Ruwangodia community in Paskari local government area of Katsina State Wednesday night, killing a retired health worker identified as Saidu Amudu. The bandits, upon arrival, went straight to the village center and started shooting indiscriminately and chased their victim Saidu Amudu to his house and forcefully broke into his room, where they killed him instantly. The bandits, who spent about an hour terrorizing residents, abducted about 21 people, including women, children, and the elderly. The attackers also rustled hundreds of animals. Eyewitnesses say late Saidu Amudu may be one of the bandits' primary targets in the village because of his relationship with security operatives and how he volunteers information to the authorities. This is the 6th time Ruwangodia village is coming under attack in less than 4 months. Government and security agencies in Katsina are yet to comment on the attack. Let's take you now to Ogun State, where the State Police Command has arrested a 37-year-old suspected ritualist, Adigboyega Okwemi, in possession of a human skull. The suspect confessed that he got the human skull from a cemetery in Lagos State and that he wanted to use it for rituals. Hamid Oyegbade filed this report.
The operatives of the anti-kidnapping squad of Osun State Police Command on patrol intercepted the suspect, Adegboye Opeyemi, at Ifedayo Street, Okebale area, Osogbo, Osun State. The public relations officer for Osun State Police Command, Yemisi Opalola, said efforts are still ongoing to arrest his accomplice. I was arrested in possession of a human skull and other parts. I needed the parts for rituals. That's why I requested for it from my friend who works at a cemetery in Lagos State. He sent it to me from Lagos State.
I want to tell you, the members of the public, that Osun State is not safe for the criminals to hibernate. It's not a safe haven for criminals to hibernate. I want to assure you that Osun is going to be brought to a level that everybody will sleep with their 2 eyes closed in this state. We will never accept criminals to hibernate in this state, and I assure us that.
The PPRO said the suspect will be charged to court after the completion of investigation. Hamid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
Now, 5 workers died when a building under construction collapsed on Thursday at number 13 Wilson Mba Street, Arowo Jobe Estate, Maryland, Lagos. The building under construction collapsed at 3:49 a.m. on Thursday in the Maryland area of Lagos State, Nigeria. Lagos State Emergency Management Agency LASIMA boss Olufemi Damilola Osonyitolu confirmed the development in a statement. The emergency responders said 5 persons, all adult males, were rescued alive from the building collapse site. Now, Nigeria's builders have berated the incessant building collapse across the country. Speaking in Abuja, these experts said in the past 5 months, building collapse have become a frequent incident. They said the latest was in the local Goma axis of the Federal Capital Territory, where a part of the building under construction collapsed on Wednesday, July 24th. Experts are calling for measures to be put in place to prevent future occurrences.
Building continue to collapse as if we are building houses every day. Yesterday, we also had building collapse in Lagos. Day before yesterday, we had here, which is this one. So we have been talking We, the professional bodies, especially the Nigerian Institute of Building, who are really charged with the responsibility of building production in this country. But there are there are so many reasons why we should have building collapses. Number one, lack of adherence to building regulations. Two, employment of quacks. As it is, mere looking at it, the quality of money is very poor. Also, we have to think about the enactment. You see, in the country, we have a law. There must be a law for those who are practicing building. We talk about since 2006, the National Building Code was approved by the Executive Council, and up till now, nobody still sees the importance of allowing the House to pass the law so that you can domesticate. You know, what anything federal government does, the states will adopt. That's what I mean by domestication.
Now, ahead of the planned nationwide protest over economic hardship in the country, the military has warned organizers of the protest against any form of violence. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, at a press conference in Abuja on Thursday, warned that the military won't allow anarchy to befall Nigeria. He hinted that organizers of the planned protest intend to replicate the recent protests turned anarchy demonstrations in Kenya. General Buba said although citizens have a right to ventilate their grievances, the military won't condone any form of violent gatherings or protests. He added that the military has uncovered plots by unscrupulous elements to hijack the protests and turn it violent by attacking innocent Nigerians and their businesses.
There are plans by unscrupulous elements to hijack this protest and make sure that it turns violent. When it turns violent, I want to tell you what we have seen as will likely happen. Indeed, we need to count our blessings. Some are blessed, but they don't know they are blessed. Based on status, if you have a smartphone, if you have a car, you have a home, you have a business, you'll be labeled and attacked. For those who have shops, markets, for some who are living in other parts of the country will be attacked because they are living in another part of the country. People will be attacked for belonging to opposite political party. Believe me, when this happens, it is nothing but a state of anarchy, lawlessness. So that is why I say that while the protesters have a right by the Constitution to protest, they do not have a right to galvanize for the unleashing of terror.
Now, as that planned protest day draws near, President Bola Tinubu on Thursday entered an emergency closed-door meeting with top traditional rulers, security top brass in his government and governors of his party during All Progressives Congress. The high delegation meeting was held at the State House, Abuja, Nigeria's capital. The APC governors were led to the meeting by the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma. Some first-class traditional rulers were spotted at the meeting with the president also. They include the Oni of Ife, the Sultan of Sokoto, and other traditional leaders across the country. The meeting was also attended by the National Security Advisor, the Inspector General of Police, as well as ministers and other members of the president's cabinet. A delegation of Islamic scholars or ulamas later joined the high-powered meeting with the president. Some of them briefed journalists after the meeting. Take a listen.
We have traditional rulers that have been on the throne for 40, 50 years. Today is the very first time we will be addressed properly by the Federal Executive Council. So there is a proper bridge and close of governance from the governed and the people that are in charge of government. So it's a very beautiful take home for us because we don't lock our palaces. We are more exposed to the people that we actually rule over. So it's a different twist and spin from our there president. And I want to use this medium on behalf of all traditional rulers to appreciate him.
Well, message we're taking back to our people is to be calm, to exercise patience, and also to listen to the words of wisdom coming from the traditional rulers, from the governors, because we have spoken to the president and he has given us the blueprint of what he has been doing over time. And we're hopeful, that inshallah it will be well. Even though we have made it very clear to him, our main problem in this country, especially in the north here, is security issue.
Our youths are our future. And I think today we've demonstrated that the government or the officials, we do have the heart of the nation in our minds. We will listen to our youths because the lead, the future, the power, the strength of Nigeria is certainly with the young people. We feel your pain. I'm a young person myself. It's been 24 years that I've been back, and it's been 24 years that I've sadly seen the nation going in a very unpalatable direction.
Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has declared that the electoral umpire is capable of successfully conducting local government elections if saddled with the responsibility by law. The commission boss made this known when he appeared before a joint National Assembly Committee on Electoral Matters to present the Ondo and Edo off-cycle elections budget on Thursday. The report.
Mahmood said that the commission can conduct local government elections if the responsibility to do so falls on it.
The other challenge is close to the election, particularly when campaigns start. Power of incumbency is used to the advantage or disadvantage of parties and candidates. And this is a clear violation of the provision of the Electoral Act that prohibits the use of power of incumbency to the advantage or disadvantage of any political party or candidate.
INEC boss also expressed fresh fears over the upcoming off-cycle elections in Edo and Ondo states. He particularly noted that apart from a strain on state facilities, there is also the issue of governors using power of incumbency to the detriment of other opposition parties and their candidates. Speaking specifically on Edo, Mahmood noted that despite the challenge of flooding, there is also the issue of insecurity.
There is another argument that leave the state electoral commissions to conduct local government elections in the spirit of federalism, but find a way of ensuring that they improve on the conduct of local government elections. Right now, the law has not been amended. The same constitution that creates INEC also creates the state independent electoral commissions. So it is up to the National Assembly to amend the law to transfer that responsibility to INEC. If that is done, the question is, can INEC cope? Because we have also been saying that we should be unbundled.
Mahmood appealed to lawmakers to speedily pass the Electoral Offenders Bill under the current Assembly to empower the Commission with the capacity and resources to effect arrests, thoroughly investigate electoral offences, and mitigate electoral malpractices.
Governor Amadou Fintiri has advised residents of Adamawa State to safeguard the state infrastructure built by taxpayers' money to sustain government policies and projects. The governor made the request at a political interaction held at the banquet hall of the Government House, Yola. Gibson Soadigo reports.
Participants at a political interaction organized by the Principal Special Assistant to Governor Fintiri on social mobilization were drawn from the 21 local government areas of Adamawa State. The governor, who was represented by his deputy, commended the organizer for the initiative to celebrate the name of the man who she believed changed the face of Adamawa State. According to her, the administration is working round the clock to fulfill its agenda of making Adamawa a better place for all.
The changes we have seen, the policies from the brief we have seen on the screen today, the educational sphere has been changed. That there is no local person in Adamawa State whose son or daughter has not benefited from the payment of WAEC and NECO. And education is the foundation for every development. And we're here to celebrate the governor who knows that education should be given to the child of the poor and the child of the rich together.
In his remark, the convener says Governor Fintri will continue to live up to his reputation as a leader through his laudable projects. He also appreciates President Tinubu-led government for recognizing and supporting the efforts of the government.
We all know, of course, that Adamawa State has come from a state of underdevelopment to becoming that center of economic activities.
Other speakers shared their thoughts on Governor Fintri's strides in areas of security, infrastructure, education, health, among others.
In terms of security, in terms of advancement in education, in terms of employment, in terms of every other indices of development. We have said it before, we will continue to say it, that Adamawa State is moving fast. Adamawa State is today being developed simply because of discipline in government.
The participants reiterated their dedication and support in advancing the legacy of the state government by protecting infrastructure built by the state. Gibson Soadgo, Trust TV News, Yola.
People with disabilities in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, on Thursday morning staged a peaceful protest at the entrance of the Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC Yenagoa office. According to them, their rights have been violated as the NDDC neglected and denied them their entitlements, such as 5% job quotas set aside for people with disabilities and then skills acquisitions. They call on the MDC of NDDC to look into their demands. Trust TV's Friday Emi Moboe Peter completes the report.
According to the people living with disability, they have written several letters to the Niger Delta Development Commission in request for their entitlement without response. They said it is difficult for them to compete able-bodied people, hence the need for them to have a special quota for employment, scholarships, among others.
We are agitating for a special quota for persons with disability because that Project Hope does not specify disability, because it is very hard for we to go and struggle with our counterparts. So they should give us a special quota. Then a scholarship, since the existence of NDDC, no physically challenged person have been sent for scholarship. So we need scholarship. Then we also need job, because as the 2018 Discrimination Against a Person with Disability Act had been passed to law by President Buhari, so every job opportunity, at least 5% should be given to persons with disability. We are seeking for 5% since it's a federal parastatal, because none of our person has been employed in this NDDC.
When the government is doing something, they never remember the disabled person until we go. Even when we went there, they will say, you people are not among. From today, even that one is no more anymore. Look at the rice that tinubu brought to this state. We received nothing. We received nothing. Even palliative, when palliative came, we received not until we go and block somewhere because we give up. We don't want that to happen.
Others who joined their voices said the people have been long abandoned because of their hearing disability.
We noticed that for some couple of years, our deaf people have been neglected and abandoned just because of their hearing disabilities. And for some years too, we have noticed that all the programs that have been done on the news, televisions, deaf have been rejected. So we are here to join our group to speak for our people, because many programs and opportunities have been forgotten by the government and even by this NDDC so-called. So disappointing that the program that is going on, our deaf people are not being carried along.
Putting so many letters across, instead of getting a positive response or at least a persuasive response. What we get is response that hurt us, treating us less than human. NDDC is an intervention of the parastatal. So there are some demands we need. We have people on crutches, using crutches. We have people using wheelchair. We have people that need medicated glasses. Because of our various challenges, our peculiarities, we need mobility aids. These are things we are pleading for it to be released onto us. And all this while they have not been responding positively.
All effort to speak with the Niger Delta Development Commission management proved did not yield positive result. From Yanagwa, Friday, Ebimobowe Peter, reporting for Trust TV News.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has sold one-year Treasury bills at a stop rate of 22.1% during its July 24th auction. This move reflects the central bank's ongoing efforts to manage liquidity and control inflation in the economy. According to the auction result, the total amount offered by the CBN in this auction was 277.96 billion naira spread across the different tenors. This represents an increase of 21.53% from 229.72 billion offered in the previous auction of June 26, 2024. The total subscription amount for these tenors combined was up to 373.95 billion naira, exceeding the amount offered and reflecting strong investor confidence and demand for government securities. Away from Nigeria, an attack in eastern DR Congo has killed some 20 people, local sources said. That on Thursday, the militants affiliated with the Islamic State group are responsible. The attack, attributed to the Allied Democratic Forces, a militant group by area residents, took place in the Beni territory in the troubled North Kivu province. Mayor of the commune of Oicha, the capital of the Beni territory, Nicholas Kikiku, said the victims were cultivating their fields, adding that 20 deaths had been recorded. The farmers were killed by gunshot or knife in a village around 30 kilometers from Oicha, where most of the bodies were brought. And in sports, Katsina United have resumed pre-season training ahead of the 2024-2025 Nigeria Premier League Football League season. The Chenji boys had embarked on a 4-week break after the completion of the last campaign. The training session was overseen by the club's head coach Bashiru Sadoki at the Muhammad Dikko Stadium on Thursday. Katsina United stated that the team will adopt a twice daily training session along with a series of friendly matches. The Katsina-based club will lock horns with Plateau United in their matchday 1 fixture of the new MPFL season. The new season will kick off on August 31st, on Saturday, August 31st. And before we go, and on a sad note, the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Chief Emmanuel Nwanyawu, is dead. This was contained in a statement on Thursday by Jide Nwanyawu, the son of the late Chief Emmanuel. According to the statement, the 82-year-old Nwanyawu died on Thursday after a brief illness. Mr. Nwanyawu is survived by his wife, Princess Frances Nwanyawu, many children and grandchildren. The statement stated that the burial details will be announced later by the family after due consultations. May his soul rest in peace, even as our thoughts are with his family and friends. With that, we have come to the end of the news update here on Trust TV. Do remember that you can still follow us across all media platforms. Join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentaries. I am Shegun Ojumu. Goodbye.